let's go, let's go.
We're just hanging out.
Go lên, hela, let's go. Wow.
My muscles.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tip and Tara here from Fit to Travel, and welcome to another episode of us just blabbing away. Today, we're going to continue our Vietnam series. If you haven't watched any of the other episodes, go ahead and check them out after this. But today, we're going to talk about what a lot of people want to know is what we spent in Vietnam. So we're going to break it down into 4 different categories. The first category is our accommodations. Second category will be our food and drinks. Third category will be activities. And the last and final one will be our transportation.
Yep. So we spent 6 nights in Hoi An and Da Nang. So we spent 5 of those in Hoi An for the majority of our time. We then went to Laos for a couple weeks, and then we came back and spent 1 night in Da Nang before we flew home. So we flew in and out of Da Nang to and from the U.S., so that is why we have 1 on the tail end. We did not try to budget our trip at all. We thoroughly enjoyed our trip. We just simply kept track so we could make a video like this. But one thing that you probably already know is Vietnam is super affordable. So prices over there are way cheaper than they are in the US or Canada or probably anywhere that you are. So keep that in mind. But yeah, we're going to start with accommodations.
All right. So the accommodations there are super cheap. I mean, Tara did a lot of research and she knows more about like how much everything roughly was, but like the place that we stayed at was extremely cheap. It was only $40 per night. And I honestly think that, you know, if it was someplace here in the US, like what we got for there would be about $400 or $500 a night.
Yeah.
Like it was, and that's just my opinion, but like the room, how spacious it was, the employees that worked there were just over the top. It felt like we were staying at a 5-star place, and it just felt like we were family when we were there. So
yeah, plus it included breakfast and it had a pool. So I mean, you can't even stay at like a Motel 6 for less than $100 a night in the US. So
yeah.
But again, everything over there is incredibly affordable. So you'll find all kinds of accommodation options. You'll find little like hostels for probably $10 a night, or you'll find like little more like bed and breakfast for $20. You know, it's like everything is ridiculously cheap, but the service that you are getting with it, like Tip was saying, is above and beyond what you will find in many other countries. So the staff at Hoi An Riverside was amazing, and I'm pretty sure that most staff over there is like that, because that's just like the Vietnamese culture, is they want to take care of you and they want you to come back and visit. But for $40 a night, like, we were shocked that we were staying at this place.
Yeah, and the only other place that we stayed in Vietnam was San Marino in Da Nang, and that was the night that we were kind of flying back home. And I mean, we didn't get in till late, and then we also went and got our tattoos. If you don't know the story, you can see it on one of our other videos. But we went and got our tattoos, but we basically only got to just sleep there. I only got to sleep there for like 3 or 4 hours, but I wish we could have stayed a little bit longer. I had a little bit more time because it was right basically in the heart of downtown, and the views was amazing. The hotel was great. They had a lot of it was just a nice modern hotel, and really close to everything. And that was also only $40 a night, which in a city like that back in the States, you're looking at least $250-$300, like with taxes and fees and everything.
Yeah, that was a great spot. If you are flying in and out of Da Nang, that was like a great area to stay in because it was 10 minutes from the airport, so it's quick to get there. And the hotel, San Marino, had like it was, I don't know if you would technically call it a high rise, but had a lot of stories. And the pool was on like the, I don't know, 15th story or something, so it had like a view overlooking kind of like the city, which was really nice. Again, we didn't get to enjoy it as much because we were busy getting tattoos, but it's a great little spot if you are flying in and out of Da Nang. So on accommodations for 6 nights, we spent $270, which comes out to like $45 a night.
Crazy. It's one night in a hotel here in the States.
Yeah. So food and drinks. We didn't cook at all on this trip, which if you've watched any of our videos before, usually we like to cook on the trip. But everything we counted on this category was us eating out, which everything is super affordable, so it's not breaking the bank at all. It's just a note. Food and drinks are super affordable. For example, like the banh mi is a little bit more than $1, and coffee was like $1.50 in most places. So
yeah,
just a comparison of like what you're gonna spend over there for 6 nights, 6 days, eating out, everything, drinking. Like, I got a lot of mango smoothies over there. Tip was having beer. You know, we spent $292, which is $50 a day.
Yeah, for the both of us. And then that probably included some food that we bought for, my parents and stuff too. So, like, that was, quite a bit.
I pretty much counted most of that out. But, yeah, that's just, like... We ate a lot. We stopped at a lot of places and got a coffee or got some beer or we got some chips. It was like we definitely enjoyed while we were there.
Okay, so the next category is our activities and tours. We actually, outside of, walking around and trying to explore the city, these are stuff that we actually had to pay for and get into. And the first one will be Bana Hills, which go watch that video. We basically, we had to pay for the grab, but the entrance fee was the only thing that we really had to pay for, which was $36 per person. And then we did the famous basket boat, which we highly recommend doing. It's, even though it was extremely hot and just sticky.
And a little touristy.
Yeah, a little touristy, but like, and you're going through this thing, but like it was really cool. Like, so
we're really talking it up.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. It's just, Tara doesn't like people, so it's tough. But that was only $5 per person. And then we also took like a boat ride from, where we were at down to the night market. And then that was $8 per person, but that also included like a little lantern ceremony, releasing the lantern into the water. So it was roughly $100 total for Tara and I just to do those 3 things, which is insane because we generally pay $200 to $300 a person for certain activities. Yeah. So,
and the lantern on the boat is like you can do that in the downtown Hoi An area. That's a popular thing to do. But so if you're doing it in the downtown area, it's going to be like $2 or $3. Ours was more expensive because it included the boat ride from further out, which is where we were staying. So that's part of it. And if you are going to Hoi An, that's a popular thing, is releasing the lantern on the water. It's a super cool thing to do. And if you're near the night market at all, you'll see them doing that all over. So you can watch our video on the things that we did in Hoi An. We'll link that here, where we go more in depth on all of these tours. But the final category is transportation. So this will obviously depend on how much you want to do and how far away things are, like Bonnet Hills or Hugh or like Marble Mountain. Grab is Vietnam's like rideshare app, so the Uber or Lyft of Vietnam, and it's super cheap to get around. I think most times we used it, it was like $1 US.
Yeah.
So even though we were staying outside of the downtown area, it was like maybe a 5-minute drive to downtown, and it'd be like $1. So super cheap, easy to get around. You can also like, you know, take a bike or something like that if you want to also. Our most expensive transportation items were the drive to Bonnet Hills, which was $50. That was for us and Tip's parents. We had like a big van. And then the transfer from the airport to the hotel, which the airport is in Da Nang, so it's obviously a good drive. But that was $20. So we had some pretty big items that made a big dent. I mean, relatively speaking, wasn't a big dent. The total that we spent, though, was $130. And we spent about $40 of that was Grab.
Yeah.
So, again, we didn't do a whole lot that like required us to go places. The Bonnet Hills was the longest one, but super cheap, super affordable to get around, and easy. The Grab was super easy to use while you're over there too.
Yeah. Couple of tips with the Grab. Make sure that you still carry cash on you. Or otherwise you got to run up to your room or whatever, because sometimes we ran into some issues where like it wasn't working correctly, like the payment wasn't working correctly, so then we would get like dropped off at, luckily those times it happened, we were in getting dropped off at our hotel, but we had to run in and like exchange cash or whatever, and just so you could pay them, because it probably happened a handful of times, I think. So make sure sometimes, you know, with cards or whatever that that you do that. And then also I'd say, you know, if you find a Grab driver that you like and that speaks English, like if you're an English speaker, I would recommend trying to get their number or something, and then you can, or their WhatsApp, right? That's what they like to use. Get their WhatsApp, and then you can, you know, reach out to them, like if they're end up being like a person that you want to use again or whatever, like if you need someone that speaks English. So that I'd say that.
Yeah, and some Grab, I don't know if it's the rider or the car or whatever, the rider, I guess, driver, they don't take card at all. So, like sometimes when we were trying to pay with card, it wasn't giving us it was giving us an error, and I think that was just because they don't take card.
Yeah.
So that's also, you'll see them. You can use the app to order one, but you'll see them on the street like looking for people to drive around. So it's super easy. You'll see them everywhere.
Yeah. The Grab kind of saved us. It was really nice. Easy to get around. Yeah. Okay, a couple of extra things like spa, pedicure, manicure. I got a lot of those. Yeah. So this expense was all Tara's. She spent $38 on an hour massage and a mani-pedi. Whoa, I didn't know it was all of that stuff.
So expensive. You can get those even cheaper over there too. This was just at our hotel, which is usually a little bit more expensive than not at a hotel, just like it would be here, you know. But you can, like, the prices are obviously insane. I've never spent less than $80 for an hour massage, let alone $38 for that and a manicure and pedicure. So don't bother getting your nails done before you go. Just get them done while you're over there. You'll save money, and they're everywhere over there. So that was an added expense that was obviously not part of our categories.
And I'm just going to say, before Tara goes over this, I just looked at what we spent per day, and we should always go to Vietnam over some of our other videos like French Polynesia, some of our other budget videos we've done, because this is insane, the how much we spent.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead.
Tip isn't usually aware of this at the time because
I'm aware of what we're spending.
Well, I like by breakdown though, like because I keep track of everything and like I make all of the like categories and all of that, so he doesn't see it until now. But in total, for 6 days, we spent $770 for the two of us, which is a whopping total of $128 a day.
That's insane.
Again, you can't even get a good hotel room for that in the U.S. So,
yeah. Wow.
If you're worried about how much you're going to spend in Vietnam, don't be. Things are very affordable. The people are great. Even like the, clothing. You can find great clothing and little trinkets and stuff like that for very affordable. You can barter with them. That's a thing. Just be respectful, obviously. The people are amazing over there, and they're so friendly. It's a wonderful place. We're sad that we only had 6 days. We obviously spent most of our time going to Laos over there, so we would love to go back and spend a longer time in Vietnam. But if you are planning on visiting Hoi An, make sure you watch our Things to Do in Hoi An video. We'll link that here. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and for the people who made it all the way to the end of this video, here's a pro tip for you. We were there for 6 days in early October, and then we had great weather. And then when we went to Laos, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, it rained.
Hardcore. Rain.
Yeah, like insane. It was Hoi An, when we went back to get our tattoos, it was flooded.
Yeah.
So be careful when you travel at this time, and try to go earlier if you can, because the rain is intense.
And when they say rain is coming, they mean rain is coming.
Oh,
like
yeah.
downpour, rain is coming.
It's saying the ocean's about to drop on you. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you go travel to Vietnam and go visit Hoi An. We love that city. We'll see you guys later. Peace.